Chapter 133, The Explosive Technique of the Mental Whip. Tuesday. Zhu Tui resisted the urge to look at the special Weibo circle. However, even without looking, he knew that bastard Haruji would definitely continue to challenge and jouk Saksui in the special Weibo circle. He would belittle and even insult and jouk Saksui. On this day, other than the necessary classes, Zhu Tui had skipped all the theory classes. He had been repeating the same rhythm ever since he found the location of the 8th new genetic base point. He activated the 7th genetic base point of the 2nd level with all his might, consumed his mind power, and slept to recover his mind power. The class ended at 6 in the afternoon. Zhu Tui arrived at Arena 49 of the combat training building on time. Chai Zhao and Kai Hongying were already waiting for him. There wasn't much to say. Start the battle. Both sides attacked with all their might and used their killer moves. This level of actual combat was very helpful to the improvement of both sides. Based on his past experience, Zhu Tui would have been able to whip Kai Hongying twice in a row the moment she broke through to within 3 meters of him. She would be whipped down on the spot. Then, it was Chai Zhao's turn. However, over the past few days, Zhu Tui's control over the alloy silver pill had become more and more proficient. His flying sword technique could be said to have reached the lesser mastery stage. The attacks became more and more strange. Moreover, as Zhu Tui's mind power continued to increase, the speed of the alloy silver pill became faster and faster. Its power also became stronger. If he unleashed his full strength, a single alloy silver pill would be able to shatter the transparent protective shield on his face, which made Chai Zhao tell him to restrain himself a little. If this protective equipment was damaged, he would have to pay the price. It was also because of this that Kai Hongying was a little out of breath after 10 minutes into the first battle. She did not even manage to get within 5 meters of Zhu Tui, let alone within 3 meters of him. No, you're improving too quickly. At this rate, I'm afraid I won't even be able to get whipped today. Kai Hongying stopped. Zhu Tui was startled. Why don't you use your mental whip to whip me? Kai Hongying suggested. I think that's good too, Chai Zhao said. Zhu Tui was about to agree when he remembered his plan. He suddenly had an idea. Brother Chai, Senior Kai, why don't the two of you attack together? Kai Hongying frowned, but Chai Zhao shouted in dissatisfaction. Zhu Tui, aren't you being too arrogant? Don't regret asking us to attack together. He immediately called out to Kai Hongying. Hongying, let's attack together. Let's beat him up until his face is bruised and swollen. Well, show him. FCAC, he's treating us like weaklings. Let's attack together. Kai Hongying cursed and immediately made tactical arrangements. He'll go left and you go right. Come on! Zhu Tui was not afraid at all when he saw Kai Hongying and Chai Zhao rapidly approaching him. He activated his mind power and the 3rd alloy silver pill flew out of his pocket. The 3 alloy silver pills began to circle around Zhu Tui as they flew. The silver light was illusory. Thanks to the 2nd level of genetic base points that he had activated this week and the continuous training of his mind power, Zhu Tui was able to smoothly control the 3 alloy silver pills today. It was no longer as forced and sluggish as before. So his strength has increased. Chai Zhao was stunned. He shouted and used Kai Hongying's attack as cover to quickly attack Zhu Tui. The 2 alloy silver pills were dealing with Kai Hongying, while the other was dealing with Chai Zhao. However, Zhu Tui was obviously not used to being distracted while dealing with the 2 of them. An alloy silver pill was sent flying by Chai Zhao's energy field. Chai Zhao lowered his body and used a series of shovel attacks on Zhu Tui. Mental whip. Kaixiao, who had already reached his limits in tolerance, staggered on the spot. Before Zhu Tui could throw out an alloy silver pill, Kai Hongying had already attacked him. He pulled out the mental whip again. He whipped it out continuously. A few seconds later, Kai Hongying was whipped to the ground by Zhu Tui's mental whip. However, Zhu Tui was kicked to the ground by Chai Zhao. The intense pain made him gasp for air. After taking a few breaths, Zhu Tui suddenly stood up. Again! 1 against 2 was too challenging. Zhu Tui's training was unprecedented. Half an hour later, Zhu Tui was put down by Kai Hongying. However, he managed to put Chai Zhao down before he was put down. Kai Hongying was also whipped by his mental whip. The training results of Kai Hongying and Chai Zhao being whipped by Zhu Tui's mental whip every day had already been displayed. In the beginning, the two of them would fall to the ground after receiving a mental whip. It would take them a while to get up. Today, the two of them could still get up immediately after being whipped twice by the mental whip. Kai Hongying could even continue fighting. The high-intensity battle consumed Zhu Tui's mind power very quickly. "I'll fight one last time. My mind power is almost depleted," Zhu Tui panted as he extended a finger. All right, under the siege of Chai Zhao and Kai Hongying, the difficulty multiplied. However, Zhu Tui was also growing rapidly. The first time he was attacked by two people, the battle ended in 30 seconds. At this moment, Chai Zhao and Kai Hongying were attacking Zhu Tui. Zhu Tui was no longer as flustered as before. The two of them spent a full minute before they managed to get within 5 meters of Zhu Tui. Kai Hongying only glanced at Chai Zhao, and Chai Zhao understood what she meant. He attacked and fought for an opportunity for Kai Hongying. Zhu Tui narrowed his eyes slightly when he saw that Chai Zhao was recklessly attacking with all his might and that Kai Hongying was about to get close to him. A powerful mental fluctuation that only Zhu Tui could sense suddenly erupted. Mental whip. Almost at the same time, Kai Hongying let out a painful groan and fell to the ground. She hugged her head with a pained expression. Chai Zhao, who was surrounded by Zhu Tui's 3 alloy silver pills, was a little confused. He immediately gave up on attacking. "Didn't you already endure his mental whip? Why can't you withstand it all of a sudden?" Chai Zhao sat on the ground and took the opportunity to hug Kai Hongying. He very considerately rubbed Kai Hongying's head and neck to ease her pain. "No, his mental whip seems to have become more powerful," Kai Hongying said in pain. Chai Zhao also looked at Zhu Tui with a puzzled expression. "During the battles these days, I have gained a new understanding of the use of mental whip. Before this, my mental whip strength could only use about 1% of my mind power. However, with my constant activation recently, I could already release more mind power when I was whipping. About 2 to 3%, Zhu Tui said. In reality, Zhu Tui was hiding something. Over the past few days of actual combat, Zhu Tui had gradually grasped the technique of unleashing more mind power when he activated the mental whip. Currently, he could unleash a maximum of 5% of his mind power in an instant for the mental whip. However, Zhu Tui was afraid that he would hurt Kai Hongying and Chai Zhao's minds if he unleashed his full strength, so he held back. So that's how it is. It's a pity that I don't have enough time. If I had another week to adapt to your strength and mental whip, I would have more confidence in fighting Azari in the actual battle the day after tomorrow, Kai Hongying said regretfully. I'll come back for a beating if I have the chance in the future. That's all for today. Kai Hongying struggled to stand up from Chai Zhao's arms. Chai Zhao, who was in the middle of his thoughts, had a reluctant expression. We have to prepare for an actual combat exchange tomorrow. We won't be coming tomorrow. At this point, Kai Hongying suddenly said, Thank you, Zhu Tui. You're welcome. Just remember to treat me to a meal when you're free, Zhu Tui said with a smile. It would have been fine if he did not mention this. However, Chai Zhao looked disgusted when he mentioned treating him to a meal. Treating Zhu Tui to a meal was not treating 1 or 2 people to a meal, but treating 30 people to a meal at the same time. By the way, does your teacher and Zhao Xoxui have any intention of accepting the challenge? Kai Hongying suddenly asked. Zhu Tui's expression darkened when he heard that. It'll probably be difficult. My teacher is seriously injured and hasn't recovered yet. She was seriously injured? What kind of serious injury? Why haven't we heard of it? 3 of her fingers are cut off. It has only been slightly over a week since the replantation, Zhu Tui said. Kai Hongying revealed a surprised expression. I see. I was wondering why the masked goddess of the school didn't fight. It turns out that she was seriously injured. At this point, Kai Hongying suddenly paused and said, however, with the personality of the masked goddess. If she doesn't refuse, there's still a possibility of fighting. She might still be waiting. If you have the time, advise your teacher not to suffer an injury that she will never be able to recover from because of that shameless bastard from the India sector. Yes, I will. By the way, Senior Kai, Brother Chai, can you contact a few seniors in the top 30 of the Longhu list? I want to fight them to prove my battle results. I have not been in the school for 3 months, so I am unable to challenge the Longhu list. Zhu Tui mentioned this. Chai Zhao and Kai Hongying revealed looks of confusion. Why would he have such thoughts? Zhu Tui immediately explained to Chai Zhao and Kai Hongying that he wanted to participate in the actual combat exchange in the name of an Zhaoxu's student. However, participating in an actual combat exchange of this level required the school's approval and arrangements. It was not something that anyone could do just because they wanted to. If he was not strong enough, would he embarrass the school? After hearing this, Kai Hongying nodded. It's a pity that I haven't risen to the top 30 of the Longhu list for the time being. Otherwise, I could also count it as a battle achievement for you. However, I can help you contact the seniors who are ranked in the top 30 of the year to Longhu list and arrange a battle for you. As for whether they agree or not, I don't know. Kai Hongying had a swift and decisive personality. After she finished speaking, she opened her contact list and was about to make a call when Chai Zhao stopped her. Don't call. There's no point. It's even less useful. Why? Kai Hongying, who was stopped, was a little puzzled. Look, they are influential figures in the top 30 of the year to Longhu list. Why would they challenge an unknown freshman like Zhu Tui? Let's talk about the outcome first. It's only right for them to win. If they lose, they'll be embarrassed. Of course, in their opinion, the chances of them losing to Zhu Tui were very low. However, at this critical moment, who would waste their time to challenge a freshman? Was there something wrong with their brains? I can guarantee that no one will agree to come, Chai Zhao analyzed. Zhu Tui nodded silently. Chai Zhao's analysis made sense. Chai Zhao had a good grasp of the ways of the world and the way of the mind. So what do we do? Kai Hongying frowned. To be honest, I am very supportive of Zhu Tui fighting in the name of Miss Anne's student. He has the ability to do so as well. We must protect the dignity of the masked goddess. Chai Zhao chuckled when he heard that. Brother, let me teach you. Tomorrow afternoon, because we have to choose the candidates to participate in the battle, the famous second-year students on the Longhu list will definitely gather in the combat arena. When the time comes, you can choose 2 or 3 people and provoke them. It's best if you can be arrogant and look down on them. There will naturally be people who will fight you in actual combat. Won't your battle records be achieved at that time? Zhu Tui nodded in confusion when he heard that. This method seemed feasible. How is it? Am I smart enough? Chai Zhao had a smug expression.